think about your everyday life for a second. How many times, do you actually pick up a remote control?
Oh, constantly.
Right. Changing the channel, adjusting the AC, opening the garage door, maybe. We kind of rely on them all the time.
We really do.
Now, imagine scaling that up, like
Yeah.
way, way up. Think massive industrial machines, cranes lifting tons of stuff, complex factory floors.
Huge scale difference.
Exactly. And that's where today's deep dive takes us into this fascinating world of industrial wireless remote
Oh,
controller.
yeah, it's a critical area.
So our mission today really is to explore this market. We want to uncover the current trends, understand the, unique challenges, and maybe peek into its future a bit.
Give you that shortcut.
Right, give you that shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about this essential tech. It's often unseen, but it literally keeps our world moving.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And at their core, these controllers are pretty much what they sound like. They're indispensable devices for remotely managing industrial machines and equipment. It's all about enabling operation from a safe distance. That enhances safety, obviously, keeps operators out of harm's way, but also huge flexibility, operational efficiency boosts.
Where do you typically see them then?
Oh, everywhere, with heavy machinery, busy manufacturing plants, sprawling construction sites, deep in mines, complex material handling. They're absolutely critical there.
Okay, you mentioned the core benefits safety efficiency, so let's unpack this a bit. What's the fundamental technology? What makes these devices so critical in those industrial settings?
Fundamentally, these controllers use robust wireless communication tech. Think like specialized hardened versions of Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or maybe Zigbee.
Right, not your home router stuff.
Definitely not. They use these to transmit commands. And just that simple act, letting operators manage machinery from a distance, it directly improves safety, minimizes exposure to hazardous environments.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Imagine a construction worker guiding a massive concrete pour instead of being stuck in a tiny cab with blind spots.
Yeah, trying to see around corners.
Right. They're standing back, safe distance, clear panoramic view. That immediate visual feedback enabled by the wireless control, it's not just safer, it's incredibly precise.
And efficient, I guess.
Totally. It unlocks much more efficient, flexible workflows. You can react faster, adjust on the fly.
And the market's clearly seeing that value. The numbers you mentioned earlier were pretty striking.
They absolutely are, yeah. Recent analysis puts the global market value at around, let's see, USD 521.6 million in 2024.
Okay, $500 million.
But here's a really impressive part. It's projected to grow to USD 831.4 million by 2032.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a compound annual growth rate, a SAGR of 6.00% during that time.
Percent.
Which is significant expansion for what might seem like, a niche product, especially at that scale.
Those numbers definitely paint a compelling picture. I mean, 6% CAGR might not sound like explosive compared to some cutting-edge software maybe, but for industrial hardware, that's solid, sustained growth.
It really is.
So what's the engine here? What's really driving this momentum? Is there a limit, or are we just getting started?
That's a key question. It boils down to several main factors, really. First, the rising adoption of automation. Just more and more automation across all sorts of industries.
Makes sense.
And automation isn't just about speed. It's precision, consistency, especially for dangerous or really repetitive tasks. Wireless controllers are like the nervous system letting this automation actually work flexibly.
How so?
Well, think about reconfiguring a factory floor. It used to take days, maybe weeks of rewiring everything. Now, with wireless controls, you could potentially do it in hours. That's huge agility for manufacturers.
Okay, so automation is one. What else?
Second, there's this undeniable growing demand for better safety in industrial settings. Wireless controls just dramatically cut risks by letting operators step back from the danger zone.
Right, the concrete, for example.
Exactly. Third, the increasing need for just more efficient equipment management overall. And finally, the tech itself keeps getting better. Advanced wireless technologies are constantly evolving and integrating more smoothly.
And how does this fit into bigger trends?
Well, it connects directly to things like more smart devices everywhere and that massive shift towards Industry 4.0.
The fourth industrial revolution, right?
Yeah.
Smart factories, interconnected systems.
Precisely, using real-time data to optimize production. And we're also seeing big advancements in the controllers themselves. Longer battery life, better range, enhanced connectivity makes them more reliable, more versatile.
Okay, so if the market's growing like this, where is it happening most? Is the growth spread evenly around the globe, or are there hotspots?
Oh, it's definitely not uniform. North America is a major contributor, big share there thanks to advanced manufacturing, lots of investment in automation.
Yeah, okay.
Europe follows pretty closely. They've got a strong industrial automation sector too.
But the big growth is elsewhere?
Yeah, the Asia-Pacific region is seeing really rapid growth. Countries like China, Japan, India, they're leading the charge in adopting industrial automation. It's driven by, ongoing industrialization and just a huge demand for better safety and efficiency.
So that brings up an interesting point about the market players. We're talking Honeywell, Schneider Electric, Siemens. These are established giants dominating, right?
Yeah.
Does that leave any space for like nimble startups? Or is the barrier to entry just too high, given how critical safety is and all the certifications needed?
It's a really good point. It is a highly competitive landscape.
Yeah.
And yeah, you hit on a key dynamic. As of 2024, Honeywell International leads with about 15% market share.
15%. Okay.
Schneider Electric is right behind at 14%, Siemens AG at 12%.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. These are deeply established industrial players.
So expertise matters more than just having the latest wireless tech.
It seems so. Deep industry knowledge, understanding complex processes, having those existing client relationships, that still seems crucial. The barrier to entry is high, rigorous safety standards, complex regulations, and you absolutely need proven reliability for mission-critical stuff.
So what are these big players doing to stay on top?
They're investing heavily. Innovation, product development, expanding their market reach, constantly improving the wireless tech, making the user interfaces better.
And acquisitions?
Oh, yeah. We're seeing a definite trend of mergers, acquisitions, strategic partnerships too, all aimed at boosting global reach, broadening product lines, especially targeting those high-growth areas like Asia-Pacific.
And new players?
We expect more to try and enter by 2025, so yeah, competition is likely to heat up even more.
Okay, given that competition, how do these wireless controllers actually stack up against other ways of controlling machines? What makes them so compelling that they're set to dominate?
That's a fantastic question. And the answer is really about what they enable. If you look at the 2024 market share for remote controls, wireless has about 65%.
65%. Wow. What about the others?
Wired controllers are down to about 25%. And infrared-based devices, only around 10%.
So why the big lead for wireless?
It's not just convenience, though. That helps. Wired systems often mean the machinery is fixed in place.
Right.
That's a huge limitation for modern, flexible manufacturing.
Ah, right. You can't easily move things around.
Exactly. Wireless is key for things like mobile robots, dynamic workspaces, reconfiguring factory layouts quickly. It fundamentally changes how you can even design a factory.
Beyond flexibility.
Superior range, obviously. Ability to operate over long distances without physical tethers. All crucial in big, demanding industrial sites.
And you see that share growing.
Yeah, the projection is for wireless controllers to increase their share to maybe 70% by 2025. Yeah, they're becoming the standard.
But, even with all these plus points, nothing's perfect. What are the big hurdles, the complexities of using these in tough, sometimes hostile industrial environments? You can't just stick your home Wi-Fi remote on a factory floor, right?
Absolutely not. No way. The biggest challenge, bar none, is ensuring reliable wireless communication in those settings.
What makes it so hard?
Well, industrial environments are just noisy, electronically speaking. Lots of heavy machinery generating significant electromagnetic interference, EMI.
Like static?
Kind of, yeah, but on a massive scale. Plus, you've got huge physical obstructions. Steel beams, thick concrete walls, large equipment blocking or disrupting signals.
So the signal just doesn't get through reliably.
It's a constant battle. These controllers must maintain stable, uninterrupted communication, sometimes over long distances, even with all that interference. It needs really high-performing, incredibly resilient wireless tech. Specialized stuff like frequency hopping or spread spectrum techniques to cut through that noise.
Okay, so signal interference is one major issue. What else makes these places so tough on the tech itself? Like the physical stress, day in, day out.
You've hit on another critical area, absolutely. Environmental factors. Think extreme temperatures, freezing cold mines, scorching hot steel mills, dust everywhere, high humidity, constant vibrations from machinery.
That can't be good for sensitive electronics.
It's not. These systems are sensitive to those fluctuations. It can really impact reliability, how well they work long term.
So how are manufacturers tackling that?
They're focusing heavily on making the controllers much more durable, more resilient, using really rugged materials, integrating designs with higher protection ratings.
Like IP ratings.
Exactly, IP65, sometimes even IP67. That means they're not just splash-proof. They can handle direct water jets, maybe even temporary submersion, crucial for washdowns or just accidental drops in tough conditions.
So, okay, we've covered where we are, the growth drivers, the big challenges. Looking forward now, what can we expect? What's really on the horizon for industrial wireless remote controllers?
Well, the market's definitely set for more strong growth. It's fueled by relentless tech advancements, constant innovation.
Any recent examples?
Yeah, actually, just this July 2024, Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, MHI, they unveiled a new industrial wireless remote control system. It's designed to enhance machine operation across different industries.
What's new about it?
It incorporates advanced safety features, improved ease of use, really aiming for more efficient, precise remote control. Developments like that show the demand is there for controllers that aren't just functional, but super safe and reliable for critical jobs.
What's fascinating here is how will these controllers keep evolving, like capability-wise? What new intelligence or connections might they gain?
Good question. We expect future developments to really focus on um, even better connectivity, enhanced safety features, and incorporating truly smarter capabilities.
Smarter how? Like AI.
Exactly. The integration of artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning ML algorithms. Think predictive maintenance.
So the remote could tell you the machine needs fixing before it breaks.
Potentially, yeah.
Yep.
Or increased automation, real-time diagnostics. Imagine a controller not just sending commands, but analyzing machine performance live, predicting failures, maybe even suggesting optimal adjustments to the operator.
That's a big leap.
It is. Also, the need for systems that work in really extreme conditions will keep driving innovation in materials and design. And that strong link to Industry 4.0 is key.
How so?
Growing demand for controllers that integrate seamlessly with other smart tech. That means using modern wireless like 5G, Bluetooth Low Energy BLE, and broader Internet of Things, or IoT, capabilities,
Yeah.
making the controller just one part of a much larger connected system.
So bringing it all back then, industrial wireless remote controllers are seeing this incredible growth. They play this really crucial, they're often invisible role in driving automation, safety, efficiency across so many industries.
Yeah, manufacturing, mining, construction, logistics, you name it. They're kind of silently orchestrating these complex operations, transforming workplaces.
Makes sense.
Exactly. And yeah, well, there are definitely challenges, especially around communication reliability in those harsh environments. The market is, without doubt, poised for continued expansion. The focus stays firmly on innovation, making them tougher, ensuring that seamless connectivity as they get smarter and more integrated.
So as our industrial world gets more and more interconnected, more automated, it's worth considering how that subtle hum of a remote control signal might just be silently orchestrating the next big leap. Efficiency, safety, happening right in front of us. Maybe guiding a robot arm precisely or a huge crane to its exact spot, all with just, a flick of a thumb.